And then I stopped, fell back into being a fan again, just following the league like everyone else. I still made predictions, but I was honestly just rooting for Cloud9, only to be disappointed the next day when I picked up the paper. My broadcasted prediction was right, but I couldn't celebrate it since I didn't stick with my gut till the very end. America's Cup didn't help, getting completely embarrassed by Brazil. Lion brought back some pride, but they didn't win as easily as I would have hoped for, eventually fizzling out once again, still not having beat an Eastern team in a series. I stopped following the tournament after that, thinking, is this all that it will be? Being a fan but losing at every international? And then I realized, the only hope for the West, since Europe isn't going to do anything, is to get to the bottom of this, investigate the suspects, connect the dots, and ultimately find out who is going to save the LCS.
The LCS is back for the spring split, so I'm going to be going over all of the teams in order, starting from last, based on their lock-in placements. So first, we have Shopify Rebellion. Getting 8th place, losing against every team they played against, Shopify Rebellion's hoping to make a comeback this split. And I mean, they've been gone for a while. But the important thing is now they're here, trying to make a statement. We'll see how that goes. Biggest question mark on the table right now has definitely got to be Zinni. I mean, he was the biggest part of the offseason last split and was a part of the reason that people thought they were going to be like a top 3 team coming into the year. And so far, at least, it has not panned out how they would have hoped. A lot of people might be looking at contracts as part of the reason why they haven't been doing as well. He's going to have a big target on his back coming into this split, and he's probably going to need to make a big impact. However, I don't think Shopify is actually going to do that much better come spring split. I think this team could be a blue shell in the league. I don't have them doing that well. I honestly think they might get 8th again. I think maybe they even like being 8th, I don't know. But I think the wins that they're going to get are going to be very shocking, and it's going to be against like a Team Liquid, Cloud9, or Lion, and then they're just going to lose to everyone else and then probably fizzle out again. I honestly don't have too much hope for this team. Sue me. Next up, the team that came in 7th during the lock-in tournament, beating Shopify Rebellion. It's Dignitas. In 7th place, Dignitas was the team that just didn't finish last during lock-in. Coming into spring split, I feel like there's not too much to say. I honestly think that they might just be like Shopify but better, slightly. So I'm not really expecting too much from them. But there is one suspect in particular that I want to take a look into, FBI. Now, he's a great ADC, did well on 100 Thieves last year, of course part of that energy roster. But now let me ask you, do you think he's FBI or is he actually CIA, Certified Inters Association? Because if you looked at that Nico clip versus Team Liquid, then it's not looking great for him. Now, next up, in 5th and 6th place, because there wasn't necessarily a tiebreaker in playoffs, and because I feel like they have very similar storylines and possible outcomes, doing them together, it's FlyQuest and Disguised. Having come in 5th and 6th place during the lock-in tournament, FlyQuest and Disguised are looking to make a bigger impact in the spring split. Both of these teams have young talent, but they honestly both looked very promising. These teams, I assume, are going to be the ones battling out for the Rookie of the Year. This split could be a great kickstart to make someone's case for that award. And that's not even talking about how Griffin is baby Blabber and Kryra is baby Inspired. Both of these teams I also think have the biggest range of possibility of where they could end up at the end of the season. I can see both of these teams being a bottom 6 or 7. I could see these teams being bottom of the leaderboard, or I could see them living up to their full potential and maybe squeaking out an MSI, maybe making it. I don't think they could win spring split, and I think they have a better shot at possibly making Worlds, but I'm not gonna say it's not possible at all. But the question remains, will either of these teams be able to hit the peak that we want them to be able to do? Now, of course, in 4th place, no other team than Team Liquid. Shinnok's new home, Team Liquid, is the new team I'm going to be talking about. They placed 4th in the lock-in tournament, but from the way people talked about them, you would have thought easily they were going to be first place. And it all comes down to one word that Team Liquid loves to talk about: scrims. Oh, scrimmy Timmy Limmy. My theory with Team Liquid is if they're actually doing good, we're not going to hear about the scrims anymore, because we're going to be able to see it on stage. Specifically, I'm looking at Jan, who underperformed heavily last split. He needs to get back into form, or else he might just break my heart. Now, the team that knocked out Team Liquid in order to make their way to the America's Cup, Sentinels. The team that placed 3rd in order to compete in the America's Cup was Sentinels. They were able to take down Team Liquid in playoffs, and then in the America's Cup, they beat Red Candids, eventually lost to Furia and C9. I feel like watching Sentinels, they haven't done anything to really impress me. I feel like they more are able to take advantage of other teams falling flat. With lock-in being a shorter split and then spring and summer being longer, the question becomes, was lock-in an overperformance? If this team is able to be greater than the sum of their parts, then I think they could have a shot to go to another international. But honestly, I don't think that they're going to be able to reach the same peak that they had at the beginning of the year. Continuing with teams in the America's Cup, next up we're reviewing Cloud9. In second place, the other team that competed at America's Cup is Cloud9. Now, it's hard to mention America's Cup without mentioning Cloud9's fathers, Furia, who in the past year has gone 6-0 against Cloud9. There's lots of talk about Cloud9 being chokers and how they need to replace Sven and Blabber. They're definitely on the hot seat should they not get the results that they need this split. That being said, I already made a prediction about C9 before, and I think all of this is a minor setback for a major comeback. With Thanatos helping to lead the charge, because I mean, just look at him. He's like, hey, I'm MVP over here. Can Cloud9 finally finish out a split and win a championship again? If they need inspiration on how to do it, they can always check Lion. The champions of lock-in, Lion. Or as you can sometimes say, Inspired's 3rd team. I mean, truthfully, he's kind of the standard. They competed at first stand, but it wasn't really memorable. They barely beat Brazil, and then fizzled out against Gen G and JDG. Now they're back in the LCS, having to fight for their spot once again. A hard part of being in first place is that everyone is chasing you. Is Lion gonna be able to keep up their pace? Well, if there's one person I'd count on, it would be Inspired. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions, comments, or conspiracies that you would like to share. I'm looking forward to making more videos covering the LCS Spring Split, and to hopefully see us have a better international tournament come MSI. Because I'll tell you what, the West needs it. Yeah, I mean, once NA got eliminated, of course I stopped following the tournaments, just too expected what was going to happen next. But, you know, I still picked up the paper because the Sunday edition has a crossword on the back of it, so I've been doing that out.